Welcome to the book of Yehoshua, Chapter 17, Perek Yud Zayin, where we learn about the division of the land to the tribe of Menashe and Ephraim, which are two tribes, but technically they feel like they're being mistreated and not really getting enough. And so Yehoshua divides the land, gives them their portion. He tells them, now it's important to note two things about the division of the land. One is that it is a DIY, do it yourself, meaning you're told which area in Israel you get, and then you got to get your armed people, and they have to take the area from the Canaanites. Whatever you take, you take. If you don't succeed, you don't really get it. That's one. The other thing is that the land of Israel was divided in terms of size by the number of people in your tribes that you had at the time of Yetziat Mitzrayim. The time of the Yetziat Mitzrayim, that's the number. And so we're going to see there's an issue with the tribe of Menashe and Ephraim because they grew tremendously during the 40 years in the desert, and they're like, yeah, you're dividing the land based on the people that we had when we left Egypt, but we're so many more now, it's going to be not enough for all of us. So the tribe of Menashe and Ephraim get their area, and they have the Gilad, the Bashan, which is the Golan Heights. And remember the story of Tzlofchad's daughters, the story of Benot Tzlofchad, which appears in Parashat Pinchas. Well, now they're back, and they say, look, we are the daughters of Tzlofchad. Moshe told us we're going to get a share in the land of Israel. And they come now to Yehoshua Ben Nun and Elazar HaKohen, and they're like, hey, we want to cash that check that Moshe promised us. And indeed, they get their part. So they got the Gilad, they got the Golan, they got the other side of the Yarden. The daughters of Menashe, the daughters of Tzlofchad, got it inside of the land of Israel on the on the western side of the Jordan. And they get those areas like Beit Sha'an. I'm sure if you look it up on the map, you'll find it. They get the Golan, but there are some places that they do not get. For example, Megiddo, a big fort city, and there's a few cities that they are not able to defeat the Canaanites living there, and so the Canaanites continue living there but pay taxes to Bnei Menashe. And finally, the children of Yosef come to Yehoshua and they say, hello, we are so much bigger than we were when we left Egypt. Why don't we get more land? It's not fair. You ever hear that complaint? Someone's like, oh, it's not fair, I didn't get enough. And so Yehoshua tells them, hello, you guys have this huge mountain that's a forest. You can live there, chop down some trees, not too eco-friendly, but nonetheless, chop down some trees and live in that forest. And they say, but there's the Canaanites, they have these metal chariots. So he says, yeah, so settle this mountain, the foresty mountain, and you'll grow there, you'll have the advantage of height, maybe, and that way you'll be able to defeat the Canaanites. But the fact that they have metal chariots and you don't is no excuse, and you have plenty of land. So in short, their call is not answered. So this is the parak of dividing the land to Menashe and Ephraim, the daughters of Tzlofchad getting their part, the Menashe and Ephraim not defeating certain Canaanite cities, for example, Megiddo, and finally the people of Menashe and Ephraim complaining to Yehoshua they don't have enough, and being told that if they toughen up, take the area with the forest, chop down some trees, eventually they'll be able to defeat the Canaanites. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in the next parak.